Welcome back to Newsday. Thank you so much for staying with us. We bring the conversation home now, where Governor Nasir Rufai of Kaduna State has dared President Muhammadu Buhari on the Naira redesign policy, saying the old notes remain legal tender in the state. In his national broadcast early Thursday, Buhari had declared that all the 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira were no longer valid, while extending the validity of the 200 Naira banknotes until April 10th. He asked Nigerians to take the higher denomination bills of the Nigerian currency to the central bank for deposit. But in a counter address on Thursday night, Rufai said the notes remain legal tender in Kaduna State until the Supreme Court decides otherwise.
On behalf of the Kaduna State government, I wish to assure you that none of you would lose the money you have in old notes. Let no artificial or illegal deadline frighten you. Whether you live in towns, villages, or in our isolated rural communities, do not feel stampeded to deposit your old notes into the banks. Hold on to them. Continue to use them as legal tender as ordered by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. No deadline can render them worthless, ever. The law is on your side. The Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007 in Section 20, subsection 3, and the Bills of Exchange Act both oblige the Central Bank of Nigeria to recognize your old notes and give you value in new notes whenever you bring them to the CBN, even in the next 100 years. Therefore, as your governor, I wish to assure you that the Kaduna State government, in collaboration with elected legislators, our traditional institution, elected local government councils, markets and traders associations, and so on, will help you collect, record, document, collect and deliver all your old notes to the Kaduna branch of the Central Bank on your behalf into the new ones immediately after the elections.
All right, well, Arise analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the strident opposition of APC governors to Naira redesign and what that tells on the state of the ruling party. Good afternoon and welcome to the program again.
Good afternoon.
Now, let's get straight into it. We heard very similar statements to a different candidate being made by Femi Fani-Kayode a few days ago. Now, what is the appropriate reaction that we expect from the government towards these potentially insightful and dangerous utterances?
Well, what Rufai has done, to me, is more in the public interest and the address of the president to which he's reacting to. We are on the eve of an election, and we have massive redesign of notes. And it has crippled the economy. It has crippled the availability of the Naira. You know, we are on the highway to penury, hunger. We have always been with poverty. So it is, in my own view, not in the public interest for the president to come out and say that he will only approve the lowest denomination to be in circulation while freezing the higher denominations. It is like crippling the economy, and it is like creating an enabling environment for violence and anarchy. Because if you really want to create an environment where people can vote, it has to be a peaceful environment. What is going on now is not a recipe for peace. What Rufai has done may sound rebellious, you get me, or even insurgent, but they say two wrongs do not make a right, but it may be right this time around. Because the president's broadcast itself was anti-democracy. It did not take into consideration the separation of powers, which allows the Supreme Court to interpret the laws of the land and only allows the elected government, the executive, to manage governance. The government or the president, to me, has exceeded his bounds, and that has provoked Rufai to do what he has done. They are in the same party anyway. They are in the same party. There is a saying that a house divided itself cannot stand. That is being illustrated here now. Rufai is not crying wolf where there is none. And you don't sleep in a house with thatched roof on fire. So what he has done is to make life comfortable for his people, at least in his own area of governance. He's a brave governor in my own view, and he has the public interest at this point in time more than his leader, who is the president of the republic. And then again, you just look at it this way. The party has a presidential candidate, that is Bola Tinubu, called the Jagaban. Any party in power should seek to refresh power in an election, which is what we are about to do. And if you have a candidate and you are in power, you want to support your candidate. You have seen the president going around all over the country campaigning for the party's candidate, but the policies, his economic, financial policy has put on the ground, is not creating a conducive environment for a peaceful election. That is the long and short of it. So in my own view, I give kudos to Rufai for what he has done. I give kudos to him.
Oh, okay, duly noted, Mr. Sobowale. I'm just curious if you think we will see even more defiance, other governors, chart a similar course. That's on one end. And do you think that this gesture by Governor El Rufai probably might be, some might say it's based on the president's reputation for flouting court orders, like we saw in the case of Nnamdi Kano, and modifying some, like what we saw with the case of this Naira note. So do you think we're going to see more open defiance, and do you think this is linked to his own open?
You see, brave leaders are not many. Brave leaders are not many. This is not the only governor in the APC, but he has stuck his neck out. I'm sure there will be others grumbling but not speaking. But what is on the ground is not good for the party. A party contesting an election, a party that is in power contesting an election, wants to refresh that power. The APC, given what the president is doing through the financial policies being carried out by the central bank, is not trying to refresh power. He wants to quit office. He doesn't care if his party retains power. And that's got to the ambition of the party's presidential candidate. That is the long and short of it. So, see, people have to keep cool heads, or else there will become flagration. It's what Rufai has done. Reminds me of the rebellion in the East. Did you get me? And Rufai is a key member of the APC. You get me? I say again, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And the party in power should seek to refresh power and have its own candidate elected. But that's the way things are now. I do not see how the candidate of the APC can win this presidential election, because there is so much hostility against the government of the day, and that is his party.
Now, Mr. Sobowale, Governor Ganduje also made similar statements where he said that he felt that because President Buhari had finished his use of APC, if I may call it that, as a vehicle that brought him to power, that he wants to destroy it before it goes. And some other comments as well to extract from Governor El Rufai's statement. Yes, we do take, you've addressed the issue of allowing his people, or rather giving his people the authority to use all denominations of old notes. However, there were also terms like democracy is being truncated by these evil people, enemies of Nigeria, unpatriotic elements in Abuja, engineers of crisis to get a pretext for undemocratic actions, architects of national chaos. These are very strong terms to use, especially given the current atmosphere that we're in. Now, it's one thing to accuse President Buhari of destroying the party, but don't you feel these type of responses do more to destroy a party than the policies of a sitting president that one may or may not agree with?
I don't think. See what Ganduje has said, what El Rufai has said. In fact, Ganduje made more telling criticism of the president's action than El Rufai. You get me now? these are reactions based on indignation, and statements that portray that they feel betrayed from the top. That is it. They are legitimate statements. They are legitimate reaction to unfair treatment. Yes.
I said even if they heat up the polity.
Yes, the polity is heated up economically and financially. And now hungry man is an angry man.
Well said.
And there are so many hungry people in this vicinity, in this Nigerian political system right now. Take it or leave it.
Very well said.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dayo Sobowale, Arise News analyst. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.